Let me refresh my my thingamajig. I gotta check my audio real quick. My thingamajig. I gotta check my audio real quick. Yep, seems to be working. All is good in the world. Bang. Here we are. Oh, I should. I'll swap to the other me in a second. We're back. More Disco Elysium. Where's my cursor? Where is it? I can't see it. My God. Oh, right. I hadn't clicked. Back for more Disco Elysium, as we do. These are fundamentally the same save file, so we'll just load the newest. That's all good. Okay, let me become smaller and become a portrait. There we are. Back to it, eh? Back to this. Where were we, and why are you so... Kim, why have you decided to enter me, Kim? A little bit. I mean, buy me dinner first. Not that I'd say no, but come on, I mean... yeah. Anyway. Oh, right. Right, I don't have my flashlight on. What are you saying, bud? Maybe let's get back into the light so I can click you.
Yes?
I'll try this. Let's start off with a good 50% chance.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
Yeah, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought of.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
Well, I should tell Kim that.
I've considered it.
It's not true, right?
I don't think I can say one way or another. I do think it's somewhat unlikely, though.
Why's that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
Oh. So you really are their finest?
I am the finest of nothing.
Do you really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Okay. That's nice. That's nice to know. Flashlight. We gotta get out of here. We have a, someone that we need to talk to. We need to tell her that there's no curse. But really looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. Damn. I hate it when that happens. I play Sons.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus.
Yes, yes. How was it?
Honestly, a dump. I'd see there just heaps of garbage. Someone should let the sunshine in.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
I talked to the entity. Her name is Neha, and she's a novelty dice maker.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
She's not a sorceress or some malicious entity. She's just a businesswoman.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
Oh, drama, you raise a good point. I could just lie. It would be funny. Honestly, I don't have an answer yet. There still leads to be followed, like that strange radio computer thing. Drama's so good. I love when drama pipes up and it's just like, hey, have you considered lying, sire? It's wonderful. But I think... this is the move.
You're telling me that you went in there and didn't find out anything about the curse? Of course. I should have known better than to put my hopes on a man like you. You're no Simonese ghost whisperer. You're an alcoholic. The investigation's over. I don't want you going in there anymore. You're only angering the psychic weather in here. Now, if you're not going to buy anything...
Wow. Total psychic collapse between you two right now.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go now?
Farewell for now, book peddler. Okay, so what has to be done today? What can I retry? I could bump up Inland Empire. Or Volition. Pain threshold, physical instrument. Well, I'm gonna try and wake up that sleeping guy. Like, you can be a Seminese ghostwriter and an alcoholic. They're not mutually exclusive. This is true. I think the fact that I'm not Seminese is kind of the bigger issue. Oh, the sleeping guy's gone. I guess that makes sense. It has been a day. I don't know why he would have vanished, though. Is he maybe in here? Ugh. Unions. No, we have better things to do than deal with a union. Also nice to be in a chat where I can write ghost. This may be an esoteric bit that I'm not aware of, but... I mean, I don't think there's anything in this chat that is censored beyond the things that would automatically be censored. Real hogs, no. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. I unfortunately don't tune in that often. I'll be real. I appear after streams to raid them, and then that's kind of my vibe. Beast. A lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. I love cormorants. Honestly, one of my favourite kinds of birds. I love them. Second only to crows, but I guess they're kind of similar. Cormorants are, the etymology of the word is Corvus marinus, which is crow of the sea. So I guess I just like crows in general. What's this?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Well, I gotta try.
You have no clue. It's just a wall.
Fuck.
So many walls all over Martinez. Weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not talking to you, Kuno S. I'm walking straight past. What's this? Money and magnesium. Yes, my favourite things. Garden hose. This won't be of use until the snow melts. The balcony with a view to the yard. And the hanging. Smoker up there could be a witness. Talk to him. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Another splattering of bullet holes on this wall. Closed door. You look at it suspiciously. A funny hat. We love a funny hat. Oh, and I needed nose fed. I'm real low on the health front. Reaction speed, rhetoric. I mean, it's not really very good compared to my Dick Mullins hat. Shivers and physical instrument, but -2 authority. Kinda funny. Spirited Corpse plus Shivers. Some of these are actually decent, but I will keep them as they are for now. Now, let's talk to this fella up here.
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette.
Oh no, he's a
His
twink.
eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Why whispering? Sounds like you're already in trouble.
There's no trouble. I'm just speaking in a lowered voice. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Actually, the gendarmerie really needs to talk to you.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Okay, I'm not going to bother with his name, because, you know, I don't suspect... He's not a suspect, but he is a witness.
I can tell that you finally got him down. Thank you. It was quite a disturbing sight, even by Martinez standards.
What were you doing last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Did I?
No, not you. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
He looks around the courtyard again. Rain patters on the windowsills. The dead house plants too. No, dead house plants, comma. Too late to do them any good.
It'll take more than rain to bring this place back to life.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of friend?
It was my Sunday friend.
What's your friend's real name? Did he see something?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the grey sky, the neighboring windows are streaked with rain.
Can you tell me your name?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
Okay, rhetoric. We'll go with that.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Oh shit! I should have. If I'd known a suggestion check was coming up, I would have changed shirt immediately. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Fuck it. I just have to roll above a 7.
Time to bring out your
Fuck.
secret charm. Tears and begging. Show him your emotional side. Throw yourself before his very feet like a dog.
1 below the DC yet again. What do you want from me? Do you want me to cry? Huh?
No, for God's sake, I don't want you to cry. Listen, I really have to go. Good luck with the investigation.
Damn. My super secret technique didn't work.
He's gone.
We should run after him, see where he went.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
You're right, he probably didn't have anything important to say anyway.
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Once we've found a way in, we can ask around for his apartment.
Great, we will do that. I guess I have to talk to the company representative down here. Ooh. But first... Oh, it's locked. Shit. Yeah, I wanted to root through garbage. Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Roundabout north. Cape Side Apartments.
Up here, Piggo.
Inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it. There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint? Okay, so we've got a new lead.
Yeah, you better keep walking.
Conceptualization, good. We'll keep that high.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Do that in case we need drama to talk to this lass.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
Ooh. We're nearly a magnesium-based life form. Okay, good.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Don't use that tone with me. I am the law.
Sod off, pigman. Art is above the law.
Keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at?
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
That feels like the wrong audio line, but she nods disdainfully towards the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershot. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit matinees.
Who is she?
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Okay, I can do that. I can throw her off.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on.
What are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
So you don't know what to write.
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here.
True.
We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so...
I have an opinion on this. Wanna hear it?
Yeah?
Actually, I don't have an opinion, I lied. No, I think I like graffiti. I love public art. Don't mind us, keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
You know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
So you want to talk about the murder? Maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art? Art for the body?
Ugh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military grade handwear. Looked cute as hell.
Okay.
If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time.
Got it.
Piggy, I have no idea why I just told you that. You look like a shaggy dog left in the rain for too long. I have a weakness for animals.
Well, I'll take the compliment. Fuck it.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Okay.
Magnesium-based life form.
What's this?
We tell them, hell no. You're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon man is done. No longer must mankind rely on slow-working background radiation to take us further into our genetic destiny. This is the era of guided evolution, and magnesium is the key. You are the first of your species. The next step in human evolution. An advanced magnesium proto-man who mags it up, drinks it down, and sniffs it sideways.
Nice. What's it do? Okay, -1 logic, but +2 volition. You know what? I don't even mind that. I'm willing to accept that. Lonesome way home. B gives +1 physique. No, psychology, not physique. Too many things that start with similar letters in my brain. Perception cap raised to 5. I should keep that until I raise my perception up high like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Put those back on. Wait, so what's my logic at right now? Like, in bad? to E. Do I even need good logic, though? I've got 6 volition. And 6 shivers. I don't think I need to be a logical person. Yeah, I'm not gonna. What's that? It's like there was more construction here once, decades ago. Ooh, more magnesium. It's me. I believe this boat shines like it was recently painted. Docking for reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain 33A. Your room in the Whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. It's worth more than you'll ever earn in all your life. Well, that fucking sucks. That sucks to hear. Okay. Okay. I have to weird this woman out. I think I'll swap to the drama shirt. And the electrochemistry gloves. Really freak her out with my appearance, physical
Striking
or otherwise.
leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
She looks like Margaret Thatcher. I don't like her.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What's the L stand for?
Phaeton, my maiden name.
I don't shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
I love reaction speed. Thank you, reaction speed.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license.
Oh.
Sly fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
I'm gonna look around.
Yes, we are.
Huh?
We are on Le Caillou.
Pretty sure we're in Revachol.
We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
I still haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Canema
Trying to solve a
motor
serious
carriage either.
murder case. Boat! And just pointing at it like, oh!
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
Does it have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cor de Leyte 19, because that's the type of sloop it is.
Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How'd you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Me too, Kim. Me
I
too.
really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman.
I think
assessing her.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Do you know something about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Why, how's looking at the photo tied to the lynching?
Better not tie the fourth day to the back day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in.
This reality.
Yes, reality is your side case.
I'm conducting personal investigation into the world I find myself in.
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
My theory is that this inquiry into the nature of reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They are really one and the same.
Are they now?
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can then. Go ahead. Ask.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Okay, Encyclopedia, I trust you. Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
We're going full Dirk gently on this. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And what's Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
You mentioned a sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities, vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
What's the name of this island?
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her.
Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Tell me about another, perhaps even more fundamental aspect of reality.
I would be happy to. What is a preposterously expensive education for, if not sharing?
What are you?
What I am not is a basic term of reality.
Right. What's this?
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Keep guessing.
Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea.
What, really?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
I meant this place here.
Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two.
What is Rue de Saint-Ghislaine 33A?
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off. Splat, splat.
Thank you, Cindy. The skull?
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat in a soaring motion.
Wonderful.
What is that?
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
What's that?
Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat, all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead.
Okay, based, but like...
All right.
I'm trying to freak you
What
out.
next?
I don't need you to be based. No, I'm a bird, actually. Yeah, I am. What times are
These
these?
are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
What's the big time?
The revolution.
What's this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
When was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Okay. Who started
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government.
What did the Sarath do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Wow, really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Marzolf's government was overthrown in '08,
and the Coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
Why, you and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
Our lives are very different from each other.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
What is the zone of control? I'm pretty sure that's sort of Magic the Gathering thing.
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course.
No, that's the command
the
zone.
citizens'
Sorry,
militia.
whoops.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
What happened in the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, coloured plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
It's been like this for how long exactly?
43 years. Hard to fathom, I know.
And what have we been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river levelled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing.
Ah.
The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally
Right,
speaking, 40
right.
million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
Did the communists and anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Truly a kerfuffle.
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
Yes, the Insulindian deluge, they call it.
I had a deluge too. In my head.
I see. Yes, a deluge of geopolitical questions.
Anyone else get shot in the head? On the opposing
Oh,
side?
lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew.
Ah.
The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
I loved that king. Fucking communists.
Which one? Actually, it doesn't matter. King Guillaume has always been my favourite. He could smell a PR disaster brewing. So he got out alive, and his nephew, Fricelle, got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
And by liberals you mean...
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement.
Huh.
Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the Ultras, or Ultra-Liberals. They fared well.
How did the Liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive.
Oh, that
We
sucks.
were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
So if everyone got shot in the head, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The Coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Well, you just said the Liberals already took everything.
The Liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The Coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people.
Who are the Coalition?
The Coalition of Nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
What's a moralist?
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head.
Okay, sounds boring.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took.
Okay.
Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
If always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am. Also not. What? If always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am, and also not. What the fuck is he Bruh. I don't think I'm a moralist, man.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
Rooty tooty, pointy shooty.
Rooty tooty pointy shooty.
That's the way of history.
What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
No, her first.
I asked you. Who are you in all this?
And I asked you, philosopher detective of the Citizens Militia.
I would have killed more. 400 million, if that's what it took. Jordan Peterson voice. Up yours, woke moralist. Yeah, no, fucking god. Okay, yeah, no, I would kill 400 million more.
The cold runs down your spine as you say the words, like a small electric charge that seeks grounding.
I see. A tenth of humanity. The key of history is in the lock. Keep turning at any cost.
Until the middle class, the gentry, and the workers are all gone, the age of man is over.
The wind stops, and for a moment, there's silence. The cold dissipates into your parietal lobe, like a dissolved bullet. All is quiet on the Martinez Inlet. A dog barks. A gunshot echoes off the walls of some distant building. A woman's voice.
Oh.
The age of man is over.
Over.
What the
That's
fuck, Shivers?
Anthropolism, the very height of late modernity. Evacuate this world. You may prove a truly modern man yet.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable.
Okay, enough about the times.
They are what they are. Who knows? And anyway, Enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Now's your chance. Ask her who she is. She won't get out this time.
I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
Stop dodging. What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants.
Fucking knew it. Knew you looked like Margaret Thatcher for a reason.
I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
Dios mío! A liberal!
Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. Perhaps you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person identifies as an ultra anymore. Not in broad daylight. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, are you repulsed?
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
Honestly, ma'am, I don't give a fuck.
A fitting punishment. To be forgotten, if not forgiven. Save a prayer for us in our chateaus on Azon and in Stella Maris. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival,
In a game of all
they
good
were handed
characters,
enormous
Joyce is
power
one of
to
the
shape
best.
the future.
Yeah, fair enough.
This was all our
yeah.
last generation managed.
Let's see. Would you have done something differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery.
While a gentle wind sweeps the streets in the rebuilt east, light drizzle
Really
washes
love
it clean.
Joyce.
Lights go up and
I can
motor
see
carriages
why.
circulate
I can see
the
why
tracks.
this would be a character people like.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched. She loosens them.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should
Oh,
have
yeah,
burned
of
the whole
course.
Isola down rather than let them have it.
I understand the difference between a good person and a good character. It's a Venn diagram, you know?
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a patriot?
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Seditious talk, man.
You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
Okay. What is...
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
Alright, we're just gonna Hail Mary throw for the conceptualization.
A strange
Oh,
calmness
pretty
comes
close,
over
all things
as you
considered.
look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all.
Okay, we can retry... I have 2 skill points. I'll come back to them.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else I can do?
What can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What's your role in this?
I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
I love you reaction speed.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
That's true. So the strike is connected to the lynching?
Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later.
Oh, you mean Measurehead?
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
How are the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it?
I'll go and quote him.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
I see. Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Seems like they have no idea about business.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff.
Just got an
compared
achievement for
to
preaching the
every
free
worker, a
market
member of
9
the board.
times. Okay, What does that even mean?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez
Are you sure
terminal.
you're not a secret ultra? Hey, I mean maybe. We'll see.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they
Dios
kings of
mío.
the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's pretty funny, I have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
Good question, Kim.
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
The scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
Yeah, the scabs.
Don't let her answer it herself.
No, I mean scabs.
If these workers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you. at a later occasion.
Yeah, of course she fucking is. What do you think of Everard?
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
You sound like you're about to take a rapier to him.
Oh, heavens no. We get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin.
That's Everard, alright.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
I remember hearing something about this Edgar.
Have you seen him?
No.
Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself, outside the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
I'd say basically a socialist mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
One more thing, you said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Oh.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
Her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence, Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name, and I don't have access to the union's files.
Some kind of extortion, probably.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I needed here. Let's change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
By the way, I've talked to Everard Clare.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
I didn't. That's a pretty clever reaction. Let's see. He's not the champion I've chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you and the cause of capital. Oh, fuck. That's stupid. I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption. reaching into the bowels of the earth.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Electrochemistry, I never trusted you, and I don't trust you, and I still don't trust you. I helped him turn up the heat on the borscht.
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making?
Cook makes it to keep the strikers drunk. Helps them strike.
The strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it?
No, you misunderstand. I turned the knob down like this.
Beyond curious. I will choose to interpret that as you turning the alcohol in the strike brew down. For the sake of our professional relationship. And because I don't like the idea of them any more drunk than they already are. What else?
Nothing else. There is no other details to discuss.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Tell me about the lynching.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant
Oh,
Kitsuragi
fuck.
from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective?
Remember when your partner told you I recently suffered an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
What kind of arrangement would it be?
I mean, favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort.
Oh shit, suggestion, you're a strange thought. But I did specifically take off my glasses. Actually, I don't think I did. I think my glasses lower my suggestion. Who cares? I don't need it. 72%. What's the chance I fail? I mean, it's like 28, but you know.
Easy. Just
Ooh.
offer her a favor.
Let's
like
go.
I said, nice and dirty.
Surely there is some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us a moment, madame. Oh my god, I've got 3 fucking thoughts.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruder.
What? The what? Sounds like my stomach's growling.
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
Vows?
The vows of blood and flesh.
What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
Oh, I see. What is fascism, though?
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems?
Leftist academians?
Yes, them, but also women.
Oh, I see. Wormen. Yeah, makes sense.
Women, men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Women need to go back to the fucking kitchen.
I see.
That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also
Women do be
but
shopping.
The main thing is that women need to know their place.
I would happen to know that women do be shopping on account of the fact that I literally did my weekly grocery shopping mere hours before the stream. So a woman be shopping. Okay. Am I having some kind of stomach seizure?
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Why am I getting this?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
Fascism sounds so bad, though. What if we called it something else, like, traditionalism?
Okay, yes, let's call it that. Good thinking.
Where did you put the groceries? The kitchen? Interesting. Fuck, you got me. Shit, maybe fascism's right. Don't take that out of context.
You're going to keep your vooz, right? Keep your vooz, Brota.
You know... It is funny. And I guess you can be, in this specific game, you can be a liberal fascist. Not saying that you can't in real life, I just don't think it's like two very contrasting concepts to me, so... But I guess ultra-liberalism in this is just, I mean, and in real, I don't know anything. I'm stupid. I don't know if anyone knows this. I know nothing. So you could be a fascist hyper-capitalist. That doesn't sound too weird when I put it that way. I don't think I can do it. Yes, knowing that oneself knows nothing is important so that oneself knows that they know nothing and thus nothing they know is known. I think I'm gonna say no to fascism today. Because I just had some other thoughts appear and I want to see what they have to say. And I don't want to lock myself out of anything. Other than maybe fascism.
There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver. It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, fascism. I just can't. What's this door?
Tremble. The time is now. Ta'ola.
What time?
Time for the show. For Ta'ola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream.
Ta'ola. What is this?
Ulogu Theodos. Xeno Zausin. Ipoli
Okay.
Osithian. Echondes Fronisin.
So I do recognize Greek, but I don't know it. Countdown. When did this countdown begin?
Monday morning. The moment you arrived in this reality are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread.
This is because of the insane world ending I've been saying, isn't it?
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items,
Okay.
people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
Am I sure it's not a joke or some kind of coping mechanism?
It's totally also a coping mechanism.
Okay, gotcha. At least you're honest. I'm a little afraid.
So you should be. The world island crumbles at your feet, and in the far plain, Palindropos. Perhaps, just a thought, this has something to do with the hangover.
Volition, you do know when to steer me right. If you hadn't piped up Volition, I might have agreed. I might have opted into the world ending soon, but I am still hungover after a day, and that's. I gotta trust my own mental state. Honestly, that is an accurate description of fascism. What if you had a deranged gut feeling? That is what it is. There's no logic to fascism. It is sheerly reactionary. But unfortunately, it's kind of effective. Not as a method, but for getting people on board with doing horrible, horrible things. I'm going to opt out of Palindropos, I think was what you were saying. The world isn't ending because Volition told me it's going to be okay.
Okay, yes. Maybe it is just the hangover talking. Or some kind of joke you're playing on yourself instead of working on the case.
Okay, one more thought.
Hey,
Fuck, it's rhetoric. Look around.
hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
How come there's word on the street? You know, No, I like the money. I can't be a communist and a capitalist. A capitalomunist. A Capulet. A Montague. I'll let you say your piece, rhetoric.
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Yes, we should all stop building love.
This conversation isn't really about love. Try to keep up, okay? This is about the communism you've promised to build. Word on the street is it's going to be 10,000 times larger than any communism previously attempted.
How come there's a word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
Okay, that last bit I did say, kind of. That does sound like me.
Funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder?
I did say I would murder 400 million people. Okay, no, rhetoric, I understand what you're doing. What's communism?
Failure. It's about failure.
I don't do failure.
Of course you do. You are failure. You are communism.
Oh.
Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb stomped, shat on. While everyone else is out partying, having a callous laugh, you will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade.
Shit. I should have expected rhetoric would try and win me over with words. I think I'm gonna try and be an ultra and a communist. Because the capitalism one said that if you have like a side ideology, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to try the two polar opposites and see what comes of it. A horrendous concoction brewed together from opposing ideals. Yeah, multi-classing political beliefs is very funny to me. Yes, and that is why I must.
Oh yeah.
It's communism time, baby.
And the animal wagons ready.
I'm rolling up my sleeves. It's communism time. Let me just zoom out a little. I have 2 skill points. Honestly, fuck it. Here we go. Indirect modes of taxation and Mazovian socioeconomics. We have just lowered our visual calculus and our empathy hugely. But we're gonna mix these two fucking things together. So help me God. Now, what's up, Kim? What do you want?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen.
I thought it was going well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
We could just, find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Would you propose that we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it.
Right.
What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching.
That makes sense. Okay, Kim. We can work with that.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Tell me about the drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Let me get it straight. The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal.
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
And you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
Am I going to need bolt cutters for this?
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright daylight, upstream where it's clearer.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
No coincidence that the lorries are stranded there like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
A cold breath rushes in from the bay, making its way down the alleyways and potholed streets. From Martinez to Jamrock, in the traffic you hear the clinking of glass vials, concealed beneath tarpaulin. Or is it just your teeth chattering in the cold?
Fucking misery.
A lot of it. It comes in from large Samaran factories in South Safre, Sigai, and Sinyao. The literage they must get from this terminal alone must be oceanic.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
Hmm. Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
Okay, I've made my mind up about the smuggling investigation.
Yes?
Well, take the case, probe the drivers, and see what it yields.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Alright,
Of
that's all
course,
for
Peter.
now. Fuck. Okay. Well, at least the stream title's accurate. Let's go. This is info on the lynching. She wants my badge. Or, do a favor. Jam mystery. Interrogate the drivers about the smuggling. Right. So... minus authority. Putting those back on. Drama is funny. But maybe... physical instrument, just in case I need to do any fighting. Oh, wait, hang on. Hang on. Oh, they're... right. They're the little photograph thingies, the telescopes that you put money into. Alright.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling out drugs out of Terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
I'm not gonna lie to Tommy Lahom. He seems like a decent guy.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade, then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
That's fair. Okay. That's all for now. Bye. Right. Another lorry driver. Somewhere around here. There was this person.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap my fingers even more.
Where am I? Who are you?
I was hoping you could tell me that.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
What's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Where else would you be then?
Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is.
Who's Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
Okay.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all his lines.
So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young.
Someone was.
Someone. These not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
All of what? The world? The present?
I'm sorry to interrupt you dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Meth, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Right. I have other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos and knickknacks on the dashboard.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Ooh. Show me the soles of your boots.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
It's for important police business, ma'am.
I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Now the other one, please.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this. Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence, Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
Wait, do you mean it was the coronation of
It
him?
was. And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle. The crowd had gone silent. Perhaps it was another Herife who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
As she says carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
She's not odd, so these are not the boots that made the prints.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. A size is 37.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Oh, hi Phoebe. Welcome, welcome, welcome. back on the Disco Elysium, the old man alcoholic simulator. Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
You don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
What if the cargo is contraband?
Then it's contraband, lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Bad Hand, Hermenegildos' bad hand, strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
That's a lot of people to strangle. I still don't really understand this whole Boyadero thing.
Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to on the Western Plain.
Ah, good. I think I'm about a day ahead of you in my game, so I won't be spoiled on anything. Here's hoping.
The Boyadero.
It's
Boya,
I've been really enjoying this
is
game,
a cow
but
herder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes
Cow
of
herder.
northern Mesk. He is a rugged individualist and explorer.
But yeah, depending on how you build the character and how you play it and what things you do, there's a chance I'll spoil things that are fully not even possible in your playthrough, and that's the nature of this kind of game, and I like it. Okay, what's that?
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
I'm guessing that doesn't happen.
Of course not. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Magritte, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
I think I see where this is going.
So the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magritte. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
Okay, that's not where I thought that was going.
You have to understand. A true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a Boyadero.
Okay, so before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
So he doesn't think she's a smuggler.
You hear that, lawman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Wait, why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
Should you drive a lorry if you get like that?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will.
Yeah, there's been a few things that have been different so far. I'm looking forward to playing it again with different stats. Yeah, the complete difference of going full physique, half-light, and electrochemistry kind of build compared to like a high empathy and volition build is... I've seen like some vague spoilery things and not enough to know what's actually going to happen or what is even going on. But like, the difference is astounding.
Lomonosov's land, Udajnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
Like, I didn't get any of the Sylvian Guard stuff. Tragic. Yeah, that... I went kind of balanced with my stats because I didn't want to be locked out of anything except for maybe physique because I don't really need good electrochemistry. I don't want to be going back to the drugs. I literally just had to turn down endurance asking me if I wanted to be a fascist. So like...
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward.
I love Shivers. Shivers is my favorite, probably my favorite stat.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. At Estradas do Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
Jesus Christ, Beams. That's too many hours of Genshin. I'd say actually even a tenth of that amount is too many hours, but my god. You know what? I'm something of an expert in blacking out. No, you know what? Ride until you dust, sister.
Irmao. I already am done.
So mentally well. Yeah. Yeah, she's very cool. I didn't interact with her earlier because I didn't want to snap my fingers in some person's face to wake them up. So you seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary. No drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes. There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary. The great unrest.
I gotta get my hands on an experience like that.
If you don't know,
What is it you're hauling exactly?
you're man, Lowman. What of it?
Okay, let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You said earlier you don't know what cargo you're hauling. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat, Lowman?
I don't know, that's why I'm asking you.
It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around her?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
I didn't ask you about diamonds, did I? I don't care about that.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
Okay, if you're not involved in drug trafficking, then why are you still waiting here?
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
Whoa.
I think we're done here, no?
Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Well, have a good day. What to say? Right. One more lorry driver to interact with. Yep, and we just ignore the scabs, we don't deal with them. Okay.
Looking for something?
What was that argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge, you know. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
So you're just a racist. Makes sense.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books. Huh? The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it.
Yeah, sure, man. Sure. Yeah, totally. Okay.
People
yeah,
who've
yeah.
studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Would a racist read books? They would read some books. Racist books. Yeah, I can really tell you an example of superior design.
Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources.
Yeah. What's the problem with that then?
The problem? The damn kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other introduced species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Cultural victory, my man speaking like he's playing a game of Civ. Uh-huh.
It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
I don't think I'm going to click this option. Yeah, now this is a man thinking with his guts. In fact, I'm not clicking this line. I'm not even reading it. But it's funny. Yeah, I'm not down with this. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Don't push your luck, runt. Looking for something, runt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Yes. But first, you're a lorry man, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
You smell of booze and cigarettes. What's different about narcotics?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
But they make alcohol in Ilmara too. I was told they do.
Oh, I don't go for that foreign piss.
Is it all about believing in yourself?
Or sometimes I like a dram of that Hugo Grad vodka. Koikos and worse much, but they do no booze.
Listen, I agree. It's our responsibility to keep this poison off the streets of Revachol, right?
He eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then...
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Then what do you still hang around here for? Most other Camaroniers have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking on at night. If they touch my stuff,
I don't think you
the
can call
bosses
them
will
that.
be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with trailer doors open on my way here. You know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Oh. Bad for him, I guess.
It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Wait, who's that?
He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employer stuff. Stuff he stole after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry.
Where do I find him?
Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
Yes, yes. Where is he?
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sea Lang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves. His tribe are natural liars.
Okay.
It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Guess we'll pay him a visit, but I'm
Guess so.
not really trusting the words of racist lorry driver. But it's a lead, and I require leads. Is he this guy? He might have been this guy.
You see a Samaran street
Yeah, it was
vendor
this guy, okay.
surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sealang is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here.
What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
Yeah, that's good. Honestly, that's exactly what the soundtrack is. I've been listening to music by the band who made this soundtrack. Their album, Everything Was Forever, is very good. I listen to it on the days where I'm gonna be streaming it, so that I can, like, kind of mentally be in the place to play the game.
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city.
Yeah,
tugging
sea
at the
power, that's the name.
textiles
Yeah.
hanging around the stand. Some distance
Get
away,
into the disco
the sound of a
zone.
tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang!
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
I succeeded at composure. I'm doing it. Phew. Got him.
Don't shoot, officer! Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown?
A shakedown.
Good one, officer! You're a funny guy! Now what can I do for you?
I'm just kidding. I'm here to shake you down for some answers to
Then
official
fire
police
away,
questions.
officer.
Shit, I just got a thought. Finger pistols 9mm. You were promised a gun, that much is certain. This is why you became a cop. Yet here you are loitering around with idle hands like some sorry-ass loser from the street. Suddenly, you're supposed to be solving cases by, what, like talking to people? How are they going to believe that you can protect yourself and them from savages without a firearm? This ain't right. You need to think around this problem. And you need to snap your fingers at people as you do. I'm tempted immediately. I really think the composure portrait looks a lot like Kim. Yeah. It's kind of like a side profile. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Persuade him to give me some money. I'm not doing that. So, Sealang, what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbour. He or she is in this traffic jam. Could have said they, but I am a drunk old man.
That's so cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
But you are a lorry man. Another driver identified you and your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
Okay, no, to be fair, that makes sense.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder, and he's an asshole. I'm...
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
So you forgot to tell me?
Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
What do you know about the drug operation at the harbour?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
Okay, if you don't know, then I'll tell your employer you've been stealing his stuff.
No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station and ask him there. After we've called his boss.
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
If you don't want to get into this mess, you have to give us a reason to move on.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
What? Is the lady driver the old woman back there, dazed out and strange?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved.
It could be. She was strange.
Well, who are these other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Okay, we're cool now.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
You know what? I love capitalism. Hey, Sileng, please give me some money.
No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
Fuck's sake, rhetoric. You, I want your money. Now.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
I don't know. It's just the only thing I can come up with in my head. I need to get money somehow.
Ah, yes. Money is very important.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
Sorry, detective.
Okay, I'll look around, thanks. Fuck. Okay, so it's already getting late. I won't make money from you. Yeah. It's already getting late. Like, not too late, but like 5 PM late. Okay, backyard wall is impossible conceptualization. Gotcha. Keep that in mind. Hey.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
I heard one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. She may be involved in the drug business.
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
Who is this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret. From me, too. Now I see why.
Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
What does she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
I asked you who's conducting the drug trade, and you said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do?
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in
it. God damn it, Phoebe. These kind of Elysium exploring the complex ideas, like what if a lady could drive? Oh, when did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
You know what, Phoebe? You've just become a moderator. I forgot that I can do that now. You now have a funny badge. Do women belong in trucks or the kitchen? This game will tell us.
That's how it always is with you.
The age-old question.
All part of the investigation.
No, don't worry, Phoebe. It's not responsibility. I just wanted to give you a cool symbol.
I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
You said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Also, to be fair, Phoebe, I would have given you the VIP thing, but I literally couldn't figure out how to do it. I'll probably do that later instead. But for now, you have a cool sticker.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Winnebago. Now we know. Hold on, her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
When she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
Yourself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation too. It's important. I can't blow it.
You're not gonna put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? 'Cause she's on the edge, man.
I am, actually. But, like, different style. She's a suspect. I need you to tell me where she is, or I can't finish the investigation.
I thought you were a different kind of cop.
Remember, you're doing it for the bigger investigation. This is important. Relax. Ask.
Thank you, Volition. I was starting to feel bad, but you've brought me back. Where is the lady driver?
Here.
The keys to a motor lorry. Pretty complex. Looks like a chain lock.
Her lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know.
When did she leave?
Last Friday.
Last Friday. The body was... It's Tuesday. I arrived here 3 days earlier. And then it has been a day. Fuck, I arrived on Friday. Ooh, don't like this. Okay. I'm sorry, I had to do this.
I bet you are.
I'm not even going to ask why you had
Thank
the
you for
keys.
your cooperation, sir. I know it was hard, but you did the right thing.
You don't really think so.
I really do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in the RCM. Take care, sir.
Alright, green cab. Aha.
This green found, A to Z, Contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This is the one our man pointed to.
I'll peek in the window.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and 2 steering levers.
Unlock the door.
You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just
Open it.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
And I'll admire the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
I'll stop and wonder what that smell is.
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably grenade number 5.
I'll study the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. This is Tip Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
Fuck. Oh, look at you, Fancy Pants, unlocking doors. I totally didn't fail my check to smash the window and then have to ask him to break it for me. Look, I'm playing methodical. I'm playing slow. Though, admittedly, in some cases I have entirely lucked out. Gotten a critical success on opening the cargo container the first time. Got to speak to the ultra-rich light-bending man. Enough of the posters.
Actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
The cargo container is insane of you. Look, my luck varies wildly. I suppose that's the nature of luck. But I play enough tabletop games to know I will roll the funniest outcome most of the time. And the funniest outcome for that is opening the door. Let's examine the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
What about Speed Freaks FM? Is it one of the saved stations here?
No, that's on 78.9.
Got you, Kim.
What? I happen to have committed the frequency to memory. I have no problem admitting that.
Hell yeah. Rock and roll, baby. Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least. Perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
There anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
Alright, what else is
The
there?
smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox under the seat.
Check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
Odd soul.
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Like the driver glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The sandpaper would also rub off the pattern on the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
Women? Fuck. If I had agreed to become a fascist earlier in this... Sorry, not women. Women. Gotta say it right, gotta pronounce it correctly. Woman. She's also the one running the drug trade. What a handful.
We've identified one of the footprints, but there are still 7 to go.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. There's a radio transmitter
Men
in the
of
front
war.
and a pull-out toolbox tucked under the driver's seat.
Alright, let's check
Some
the
tools
toolbox.
lie scattered near the pedals. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
They be criming. Always up to something. To something.
It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
I'm picking up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Oh, but of course, Kim.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
What about the movie posters? How do they factor into all of this?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
A lot of women there, especially for a lady driver's cabin.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
How do you think this is connected to the Union?
We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Everard Clare would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose. My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road.
Okay.
In short, this is a future angle. Possibly a good one.
Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay. Debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
Okay. I've just been hit by a wave of hiccups. That's gonna be fun for me. God damn it. Wait, do I really have to go around the other side of this? Fucking yeah. Watch this, I'm gonna hiccup right now, okay? Shit. Ah, my reverse psychology strategy didn't work. No! I've become too powerful. Women be hiccuping. This is true. Unfortunately, I am immune to fear. I cannot be frightened. And I cannot be stopped. I'm gonna take a drink. That might assist in a little way. And then I have to just remember that I'm not a fish. I'm not a fish. I'm not a fish. I don't need to do this reflex. There's plenty of air going to my lungs that are not connected to gills. Stop hiccuping. Fuck. Okay, I'm just gonna have to power through it.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lorrymen at the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Where exactly are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter, and I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation?
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath
game's
on our
ocean
hands.
motif. Yeah. Yeah, they do. Let's see. What was that about, a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, man,
Shit.
this is also the
This is not going
worst
away.
case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Tell me again. How are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A momentary lapse of faith?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Okay.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
You need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Right.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
I see.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
Okay, for now.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
I have to say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
Hiccups also, I contribute to the game's alcoholic motif. Yeah, sometimes they're timed well, like mid-sentence.
The
Really
Sedanese
fucks with me.
giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
Right.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath.
Game, this is the great bloodletting I've been telling you about. Maybe not gonna say that. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing?
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
You said the deceased assaulted a woman.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on then?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
What do these teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
Who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You'll meet her soon enough, you feel.
Okay, Inland Empire. I'll meet her soon enough. What can you tell me about Crenel?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Unrelated, but Downwell is a very good video game. Very simplistic but good roguelike kind of experience. Very fun.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Okay. Anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is charged with coordinating law enforcement activities in complex multinational investigations. Their database is the single largest source of information in the world.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel.
Could you contact the company? Tell them to call them off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
It's Colonel, the one who was hanged. Do you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was?
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
Okay.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased's.
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
Yeah, but even if you could remember, eyewitness evidence is really shaky. Like, you can't
That's all right.
use that as a
Anything else?
anything
Nationality?
concrete.
What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
Okay, we're good, we're fine. Computer is not dying yet.
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the remaining two mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly
Oh, hey
armed to
Don,
the
how you
teeth.
doing?
They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
We still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Clothes didn't fit. Oh my god, am I thinking who I think I'm thinking? Is this the scab leader?
One is obviously the scab leader
Yes.
at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
Hell yeah. I knew there was something weird about him. 4 above the DC.
The
Let's
other
go.
has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
One must be the goon in ill-fitting work clothes by the harbour gates. The scab leader.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
One's probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
I had another question for you.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks.
That's enough for now.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Okay, now look
Of
at the
course.
photograph.
Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute, in silence.
She reaches over the guard wire, takes the photo, holds it in her hand for about half a minute in silence.
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like stars in the sky.
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What is the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
What is that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Inter-Islary Age.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
You know what, Encyclopedia? I trust you on that. Plus, I don't really have the health to be trying it. Not good. Leave it off the schedule.
I am relieved you think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
That's all for the tattoos. Thank you for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Fuck it. Another attempt at the impossible conceptualization. Yeah, it's interesting that the game flat out is like, hey, don't do that. Like, you can, but don't. Okay. Let's hit that crit success. Okay, wait, I need to click
Glad
that's
to
all
have
for
been
now.
of assistance. More lessons
questions
in
about
basic reality?
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world.
So close.
The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all.
Fuck, that's all
Glad
for
to
now.
have been of assistance.
Set
In
another
direct
thought.
modes of taxation. Turns out, those financial oversight committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look. The hearts and minds of everyday Rivasholians. You need to spread that deregulation gospel to the people. Tell them about that foreign fair tax. Preach that 98% gross burden. Preach it, preacher man. Set the brothers free. Taxes are racist.
Ultra-liberal dialogue options give +1 real, but -1 empathy permanently. Well, I do need that money.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance
Taxes
to
are
the apartment
racist.
building. It's locked. This could be a way into the apartment building the smoking man vanished into.
That's honestly, like, yeah, of course that's a trivial DC visual calculus. It's the same building.
The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response.
Let's try again.
The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
Hold on, who am I speaking to?
Doesn't matter who I am. Now go on, get out of here.
From within comes the faint sound of a broom sweeping across the concrete floor.
This is the police. Open the door.
Ha! The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
But I'm not joking.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Backyard door? With the smoker? You already were there. Didn't work.
But, hey, are you there? I checked the backyard. I couldn't get in that way.
Good. We had enough problems with bums and drunks and thieves loitering in the hallway. You have no business here.
Alright. Authority time. Wait, hang on. Do I have any clothing that fucks with my authority? Nope, just a flat standard. Okay. Let me in,
You're
please.
well versed in the kind of threatening legalese that implies criminal liability, but in fact has no meaning whatsoever.
Am I?
Obviously, look at that vague yet threatening stuff spewing forth from your mouth.
Ma'am, your non-compliance is hindering a police matter. I may be forced to refer you for potential prosecution.
I know my rights, and don't you mom me, boy.
But the sweeping on the other side has stopped.
Miss, would it help if we offer to show you our badges?
Hold your horses. I don't care about your stinking badge. Just come in.
Fuck yeah. Breaking and entering, yes. Vito says, a firing squad for the rich.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. Seems to be having difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
First, I'm the policeman that asked you to open the door. Are you sure you don't want to see my badge?
I already told you I don't care about any badges.
Are you alright? Should I call the doctor?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me. Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
I'm looking for Martin Martinez. That was his real and very real name. I would know what a real name is like as Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. I know what a name is.
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry.
No, you don't understand. I'm looking for a real person named Martin Martinez. He told me he's Martin Martinez.
Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martin Martinez is a name for anyone who comes from Martinez, like Tim Jamrock or Raoul Ravachol.
Oops. You really didn't get the joke there.
Damn.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
How about a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony? Know where he lives?
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble. Just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
You live here?
If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door outside. Splashes of waves make the balcony slippery.
I have a few questions about these apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
What can you tell me about Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
Fair enough. That's all. Thanks.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
Okay, thanks. I'm off. Right. What's this? The note reads, foreclosed by Martinez Realty Associates. Oh. Oh. Sea below looks cold and winter grey.
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor.
I rub my sides for warmth.
A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to minus 20 degrees Celsius.
Her face
is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression.
The plan.
Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down.
Well, look around yourself.
It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room. She had an eye for beauty.
Finished the thought. Phew. Someone's torn down the wall. Money. And Nosafed. An old grocery list on the table. And checks. Ah, that goes to the balcony. Money. I need to keep grinding. I don't have enough money for a room yet. Postcard for Boogie Street. Oh my god, 7 whole real. I now have enough for a room tonight. What are these shoes? A single penny in the shoes. Just drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall. What's this?
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
Knock.
The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Once again, probably the wrong dialogue. This time the steps come closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice, wary and tense. This is the police, open up.
Do I have to open the door?
You hear the clacking of heels again on the other side. As the other side walks right up to the door, her tone is now getting a defensive edge.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
Yeah, you're right, but like, I'm curious. What about this one?
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Examine the
It's a
padlock.
solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise.
Knock.
No reply.
Well, I'm sure this is perfectly legal and is the right thing to do, morally and
This
otherwise.
door has been closed with a padlock. The chalk-drawn nut. The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud.
After you, detective.
Ooh. Flamboyant poster of a white star. Real lithography. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. Books of critical theory on the monstrosities of capital and such. A 9mm bullet and a lounge jacket. Revolutionaries love to pose with their guns. Also, I can't help but notice Kim did just... Kim, how the fuck did you do that? Kim, are you a ghost? Kim, have you been dead the whole time? Am I real? Kim, how did you walk through the wall? Kim? You're worrying me, Kim.
That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism.
Kim
in
no
other
clip
words.
Saragi.
The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why is the star upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it.
Why white?
Because white is the color of peace.
What does it evoke in me?
Gone. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribblings of impoverished students remain in dirty hallways.
Well, thank God I have so much morale, I don't even need to worry about that yet. Oh, is that a bin? Flip up glasses, the auditor. Visual calculus and drama. Logic, authority. Also this new shirt, conceptualization. Oh, without a loss on suggestion? Oh, but it's a jacket. Ah, I see. Esprit de corps is probably better for me. But if I need to conceptualize, I can do that. Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. I want these in real life. Yeah, I like flip-up glasses. I think if I ever need glasses, though, I want a pince-nez. I love, like, I mean, I have a big nose, so having little glasses that clip on the nose, kind of perfect for me. They'll be far enough away from my eyes that they're useful, but close enough that, you know, there's a lot for them to hold on to, is what I'm saying. Logic, authority. Visual calculus, drama. Okay, we'll stick with the usual uniform for now. What's this? Box filled with cleaning chemicals. Smells of laundry detergent. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. An old shoe rack. Boots, sneakers, and old slippers. Apartment 12, a loud rumbling snore comes from within. Oh shit. Magnesium and... oh. A substance whose name I can't quite see. Oh, alcohol, Commodore Red. I don't know why it appeared above for a minute there. Plus physique minus morale. That's good. Moss crawled on those bathroom tiles. Actual moss. The shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. Money. I do love money. Just close that door. Okay. Well, let's go out here. Because this door was previously closed. Now I have a way in and out there, so that's beneficial to me. Balcony. Breaker box full of cigarette butts and electric wires. Window. Curtains shift just a little. Someone's watching from within. Ooh. Money. Just a door. Nothing for you here right now. Damn. They were right. It didn't lie to me. Someone's growing rosemary and thyme and a cactus. Door to the apartment is 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. Door. This is the door to apartment 30. Voices from within, singing along to some buoyant dance track. Alright.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
Okay, Kim, let's go.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Wait, what do you mean?
The smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow 9 p.m.?
Suddenly, he's a little worried about your memory.
Yeah, but...
Don't worry. It's mostly all still here. You can remember things. You got this.
But why tomorrow? It's... Okay,
tomorrow,
sure.
9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Right, that makes sense. Thank you, Logic, for explaining to me the thing I needed to know. Alright, back inside. We got more shit. More shit we can do. More shit to look at and poke and prod. Did I check that door? Apartment 8, their mailbox is overflowing. Up the balcony.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right. We've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Is that heavy fuel oil?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
That's some clever cultural commentary, but fumes are bad for you. No,
You ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo.
No, fair enough. Bye, Cindy. What's up here? Hip, hip, hip. Door is locked, you can't get in. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh. Above, tarps flap in the wind. Forgotten hammers and nails rust. Here. Ooh. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Probably her. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate. The rats of the city. Enough coal to last several winters. Smells of chemicals. Oh my fucking god. I mean, I'll take them, but I don't think I want them. I can now put together one of the worst outfits known to man. We can go like this. Yeah. Now that's a look. Probably better to have conceptualization for this look as well. That feels fitting. This is an ideal outfit. We only lose authority, savoir-faire, and rhetoric, and we gain, oh, so very much. I mean, I would love some trousers that don't reduce one of my good stats, or that also don't raise electrochemistry. Yeah. If someone approached you looking like this, give them what they want. They really need to pass their checks. You're damn right. I like the gloves. The gardening gloves are better. I need my interfacing high. What a fun little room. Alright, back down we go. Wait, where? Why am I going this way? It's just a longer way back. We can just leave here. Now, I did raise my conceptualization. And I have a jacket. Let's look at this wall again.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
+2? That's taken that from a fucking 3% chance up to 17. Let's give it a try.
Yeah. Why? It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
That is as badly as I could have rolled.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
Feels important, Kim. You just don't get it. You just don't understand me, Kim. I do have a skill point. But the precarious world. We're going to start thinking about the precarious world as well as Mazovian socioeconomics. Cool, okay. Smoker on the balcony, that's a tomorrow thing in-game. Interfacing. Ooh, box of sunglasses. Yeah. Quick, put on my conceptualizing outfit. We have sunglasses to look at. I'm always thinking of these two things. Okay, come on, come on. We have to... We simply must win. Oh, wait, okay.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Right, gotcha. Slightly ominous, but gotcha. Box of sunglasses.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer.
Time to
100%
conceptualize.
guarantee.
7 or higher and we succeed. Let's go.
Oh, very interesting choice, officer. Very high culture.
I'll try them on.
This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster. Giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. All is blue. Alright, but these actually make your vision worse. It's like literally being underwater. Yes, but they also make your soul quiver like jello. So deep.
Wow, officer. You look so cool. And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste. But you found them.
Kim, what about these?
The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, eyes narrowed in a thorough examination. It's a case to him.
You look like a musician, like a blind musician, but you could do worse. Take them if you want.
Lower perception, higher inland empire. Or amphibian sports visor. Yeah, I have to.
A man who knows his style. Much respect.
And I'm taking the sports visor as well.
Sporty and practical, officer. Good choice.
That's what I needed. A new look. Wait, where are the eyes? Where are the eyes? This is false advertising. It has beady, suspicious eyes, but it doesn't. This is tragic. I guess that's fine. I guess it's just a green visor. What's the least authority I can have? -3? Do you have anything else that lowers authority? Nah. The man from Heimdall shirt with the flip-up glasses. That lowers authority massively. I should probably swap to the other trousers. -2 is really fucking bad, but -1 to each of them, that's a little bit bad, but it's not the worst. I think this is who I am. I think I know who I'm supposed to be. Yeah.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected.
Oh no.
As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something. Soft, yet crinkly.
Take the item out.
Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar.
Oh, well, I'm doing that then. Sorry, let me put the bolt cutters away while I'm thinking about it. Apricot chewing gum wrapper.
A crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads, Tutti Frutti. It smells faintly of apricots, with a barely noticeable twinge of cinnamon.
Why do I even care about this?
Good question. There is no answer or secret phrase written on the inside of the wrapper.
Apricot gum sounds vile.
Yet you're drawn to it.
I'm not big on apricots. Mango, I'm exceptionally big on, but not apricots. Honestly, I'm not really a fruit person.
Drawn by regret. Stop before you hurt yourself with a Tutti Frutti wrapper. Throw it away, please.
I'll hang on to it, just in case.
You carefully fold the wrapper into a square before putting it back into your pocket, lovingly even, despite the strange feeling of regret.
Now, what can I sell for more money? The non-working antique Belle McGrave rifle is tempting. I could sell that for 11 real. Yeah, you know what? I have a whole can of mango. I should eat that. Yeah. I mean, there is such thing as too much mango, I would reason.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Want to ask about my missing gun again?
Sure thing.
Okay,
Sure,
no, nothing
man.
new. Good. I have something to sell.
Sure. Let me have a look.
I'd like to sell my clothes.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
Okay, fine. I'll check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Not the shift card. That's important. I need that to get into and out of place. This rifle, antique Belmagrave rifle, I already know about it. It provides me no additional benefit to hold on to it, I think. We sell it. A postcard for Boogie Street, gone. A postcard for Le Jardin, gone. Postcard for La Delta, also gone. Photo of a happy couple. Feels weird to sell that, but I did show it to Rennie, and he didn't really care, so gone. Kind green ape pen. I'm not a monster. I have a fascinating photo of a corpse here.
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale.
Do you know what the tattoos mean?
Aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter.
I'm so sentimental about the postcards, I can't bring myself to sell them.
Another
That's
time,
reasonable.
perhaps.
I am on that Sigma grind set, however, so I must get as much money as possible. I simply have to acquire wealth. And now I can do that just by talking correctly. Truly a strange game. Anything over here that, like... No, I've already explored this place. Okay. So... You do have to wonder how the money materializes, right? I don't have to wonder that. Because they said it. They told me. Stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look. The hearts and minds of everyday Revacholians. My mum started watching me play when I was doing the autopsy. That was pretty funny. Yeah. It's always the weirdest times when people decide to, like, see what you're doing. You know what? While I have nearly 40 real, I'm gonna pay Gart.
Can I help you?
About my bill for tonight.
Got the 20 real? Good.
Bing!
You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
So another thing at the Whirling.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Actually,
Yes.
I didn't see anything. I just wanted to see if there was new text. My niece came in while I was talking to Measurehead. Oh no. Okay, to be fair, Kuno is funny. We do like Kuno.
Just a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
See, we like Kuno, we don't like Kuno S. One of them speaks only truths, the other speaks only lies. Good evening, Mum. Everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line
I'm
isn't
Kuno's
working.
dad now. Fair enough.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
I can't blame you for liking Kuno S, but I can tell you that there are helplines that you can call. What's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why did he need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent.
I'd love to house sit for
The damp chill
cryptozoologists.
goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
Cryptozoologists, they come in two flavors. They're either really cool or like the worst people you could possibly know. And that's it. There's no in between.
But you have more important things to worry about.
What was this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The waterlock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Who's this Gary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
The waterlock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock?
You may not believe it, but it looks like some maniac crashed his motor carriage into it.
Oh, sweetie, if it weren't for you, I'd be looking forward to another sleepless night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you both.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
Well, I must.
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
Okay.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
I will let him know.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband's been looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Yes.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insular Indian coast. Hence its name, the Insular Indian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers.
To be honest, this animal sounds like a cryptid. You wouldn't happen to be searching for some kind of gnome of Jeroma, would you?
I smell pseudoscience, he's thinking. Not a big fan of that.
I do love that Esprit de Corps is fully just the know what Kim's thinking skill. It's very good.
It's simply elusive. So much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
Establishment. I thought so.
What makes you think the phasmid's around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
The newspaper clippings, all the evidence you have.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insul Indian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Why's there murder in my Kim Kitsuragi friendship simulator?
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
One of the most unfortunate sentences that has lodged itself in my brain is referring to Disco Elysium as the old man Yowie simulator. And that's... I'm sorry, but it's true. You seem really excited about this cryptid.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insul Indian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
So is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes. It can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even.
That's not special at all. Of course it blends in. Most insects do. You don't even have to be a stick insect for that.
Okay, so what's special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
So, your husband's some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
I like that she is just like, yeah, okay, you can think that.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
Oh, that's really sad.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult
I still
and
have the green 8
often
pen.
thankless.
I didn't sell
And
it.
frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How did the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I think that's all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
Alright. Tell me about some cool cryptids.
You're an enthusiastic idiot, but you're still an idiot.
One below the DC. Every time. Okay. I want to know everything about cryptids. Living cryptids, extinct cryptids, marine cryptids, land cryptids. Bring it on.
We don't have time for Cryptozoology 101. Let's get back to work, shall we?
Fuck. Okay, that's all for now, ma'am. And we finished a thought.
Mazovian socioeconomics.
Here we go.
0.000% of communism has been built. Evil, child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmazov fucked him over, personally, with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
Hey, what are the bonuses? Left-wing dialogue options give +4 XP. But I get -1 to visual calculus and -1 to authority. That's fine. We can make up for that with the XP that we got. Right. Well, I might. It's white. It's white again. I can try again. I'm not trying Measurehead's conceptualization. We're going back to the wall, Kim. It matters more than talking to these union bastards. Okay, come on, come on. We have a wall to conceptualize, Kim.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Oh, in the dimming light, some things become clearer. Okay, let's see. Do we have our... We forgot to put our conceptualization jacket on. And... that's... all. Oh, wait. +1 conceptualization. We need our conceptualizing shirt.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing.
42% is not bad. Alright. Come on, money.
Yeah. Why?
Fuck!
It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by?
Because there's something here, man. It's gonna be something. I can feel it. I just need to figure out what it is. So my goal for what I was gonna do this stream was I was gonna become corrupt. And I've done that a little bit. But I wanted to get somewhere with Everard Clare. Instead, we've gone everywhere else that I could possibly go. And honestly, I don't mind that. I think that's the right thing to have done. Let's see, what other things can we retry? Man from Heimdall. Sleeping dock worker. Knick-knack stand. Empathy with You know what? Let's try and empathize with the boy.
Necromancer pig? That shit was dark. Going in there like that. Oh, brutal shit. Tell me, Kuno dies. You're gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Gonna look like a fucking porcupine.
Porta Rosa, a side alley of the Boogie Street Spearhead. A young man in his early 20s approaches patrol officer Emile Mullins and asks for a cigarette. As Officer Mullins reaches in his coat pocket for the pack of Astra he just purchased this morning, the man shoots him point blank in his chest. Breathless, the patrol officer collapses in the gutter. His right hand is grabbing the armor on his chest. The bullet didn't pierce it, but he can't breathe. On the pavement, the patter of the perpetrator's feet growing distant. Bleed, pig. Someone opens a window and says, but Emile cannot see who. His sight grows dim with pain.
You know what's a good line of work for getting shot?
Pigs.
Yeah, you're right. Come on. 17%, that implies... I think I need to get 11 on the die? Maybe 10. I think I need to get 10 or above.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Shit. I didn't want that to happen. You know, you must have seen all kinds of things throwing stones here. Want to help the RCM bust a murderer?
Fuck no! What are you? Fucking mentally handicapped?
Kuno, they've almost made you a snitch now.
Ease off, see? Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer.
Yeah. Fair enough. It was worth a
Kuno
shot.
Doesn't fucking care.
We'll empathize with you one day, Kuno. And that day will fucking suck, honestly. Warded door, ice cream maker. Oh, those were inside the building. Sleeping dock worker. Now that I have my Man from Heimdall t-shirt, I'm checking the Man from Heimdall series again.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere.
Heimdall.
Nothing of interest.
Fuck!
Only silence and the cosmic
one below the
background
DC.
pain radiation.
The rage. The rage, it comes. It comes. Okay, what else can we do? Water door, ice cream maker. Yeah, sure, let's give it a try. I don't even care if you don't want me going back here anymore. What's that? Shot put ball? Mission changed. Immediately. Plans have changed, old man. Let's go. Let's... You don't get the Man from Heimdall series. Fake fan. Yeah, honestly. What's up, motherfucker?
I like playing in the dark. Sharpens your nocturnal instincts. Feels like being on recon again.
Found your new bull.
What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
Now. No need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
Exactly. I did really try.
Trying is worth as much as is accomplished. In this case, almost nothing.
Okay.
Fine. You try to right a wrong. It's still a gram better than actual nothing.
Hey, we accept. We win that. We win these. That's another thing solved. Thank you for your time. Right. Back in the building. We have a fridge to try and open. Items. Tools. Flashlight. Let's go. Down the stairs. Come on, come on. You just get to the right place. There we go.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but no, this is going to need something else. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going...
Yeah, I know how it works. Tutorial agent, don't worry.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
3%.
The ice.
Yeah, that's the
squeaks beneath
opposite of
pry
the
bar.
roll I wanted.
You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge. You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen
Plus
shut.
one for the gloves
Dixon
doesn't
advanced.
quite make up the minus 20.
I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
Damn it. Alright, we're going out this way, because I forgot to last time. Oh. Yeah, the benefits of remembering to do things. Let's see. Put away the torch, put away the pry bar. What else can we do? Where the fuck's the warded door? Map, warded door. In the same building. Oh, the door that's open. Right, okay, I see. The door where I just got the key, so I was allowed to go in. Okay, the sleeping dock worker's gone, so I can't do that. The knick-knack stand, measure head. The knick-knack stand was to steal a thing, and I don't want to subscribe to measure head's racial theory. So, I'm pretty sure that's everything for now. Maybe turn off the freezer and then the door won't be frozen shut, but then whatever's in it would probably be damaged. That's my thought. It's like, I don't want damage to happen to the thing that's in it. So I'm just gonna have to wait until I find a good enough pry bar. The tool will present itself eventually. Anywho, I think that's probably enough for tonight. I've been going for nearly 4 hours. It appears that there isn't some kind of scrunch going on. No scrunch happening, which... Oh, it's gonna make a noise. Okay, we're good. Fine. What's their schedule? According to their schedule, it should be, but it isn't. So, Maybe we can raid someone else. I don't know. I don't know who's going or where to go. Let's see. Let's have a look. Let's see if there's anything fun we can raid. Anyone playing Disco Elysium with like one viewer? And that isn't like significantly further ahead in the game than us, judging by the thumbnail images. I guess we can go... See, there's a few, but I also... I'm worried. I don't like... It's like knocking on someone's door without permission, you know? It's like just appearing unannounced. Feels kind of weird. I mean, we could go to this person. Yeah, this person appears to be earlier in the game than us. That seems like a good person to send everyone to. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been a delight and an honor and a privilege as ever. And I will see you on next time I stream. If you show up. It's up to you, innit? We're gonna raid this person. Let me just click to start raid. They seem to be like very early in the game, so you know. Right, goodbye everybody. We'll see you next time.